These two are exhausting, but I love it. It also gives me energy. Thank you. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything. It ends with us, saga. I didn't like that one. Let me redo it again. I am Perez. Blah, 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 blah. Your number one source for everything. It ends with us, saga. Nailed it. Yesterday, I told you all that Insufra Blake Lively filed a motion for sanctions against Justin Baldoni's lawyer and the Wayfarer parties. Team Pinocchio is citing Rule 11, which prohibits frivolous claims. They allege that the Wayfarer parties have no legal standing to file their group lawsuit against her and her husband, and they also took issue with the group filing of it all. They claim that some of the parties were not directly affected or related to the issues at hand. They claim that this was taking up court time and causing them to unnecessarily spend money. What's funny, and as I shared with you all yesterday, Team Baldoni already responded to this last week. They said, you have issue with how we filed, we can amend it. Baldoni's attorney also cited law about why group filing was not wrong in this instance. And they rightfully called out that everything stated in yesterday's motion for sanctions, Delulu already brought up in her motion to be dismissed from the complaint. Well, now it's Dick Pool's turn. The self-proclaimed hilarious Ryan Reynolds has just filed his own motion for sanctions against Team Baldoni. Mike Gottlieb, who allegedly tried to extort Taylor Swift and her attorney, writes that they are seeking sanctions in the form of attorney's fees and costs that Mr. Reynolds incurred in defending against the Rule 11 plaintiff's baseless claims. They also want a formal reprimand and any sanctions that the court deems just and proper. Let's go through this and not read everything because a lot of it is very similar to what was stated yesterday and what will likely come. That's right. I fully expect that we're also going to get a motion for sanctions from the publicist for the Plantation Princess, who is also a party to this lawsuit. But let's see if there are any things that are different here or that really stand out. They included several pieces of evidence, emails sent to the Wayfarer party's legal team back in April, warning them that they were wrong. These are frivolous claims, literally. That's how every single email starts. Dear Mr. Friedman, on behalf of our client Ryan Reynolds, we write to address the frivolous claims asserted by plaintiff Steve Sorowitz against Mr. Reynolds, which violate Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, blah, blah, blah. They sent almost identical letters for all of the Baldoni parties except Justin Baldoni. They can't claim Rule 11 against him because he is directly affected by all of this woman and her husband's actions. He did have a contract, he did do this, all of that. And the judge can clearly see here in Exhibit F submitted today by Ryan Reynolds' attorney, an email from the Wayfarer party's lawyer that says, in sum, the Lively defendants' 12 letters claiming that the Wayfarer parties have violated Rule 11 are in themselves frivolous and contrived solely to harass and increase the cost of litigation. Such hardball litigation tactics, including threats of Rule 11 sanctions, are improper. They cite the law, code, blah, 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 blah. Any motion for Rule 11 sanctions will be addressed accordingly. Waiting on that from Team Baldoni. Oh, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. This is noteworthy and different from what was filed yesterday. Reynolds' attorney says, from the inception of this matter, plaintiffs' counsel have repeatedly carried out aggressive and offensive flood the zone tactics designed to confuse and mislead the public regarding the nature of this litigation. Just this past week, plaintiffs' counsel, specifically Mr. Friedman, filed 2 letters and an affidavit so inflammatory and improper that they were stricken from the record. But this is not the first time that Mr. Friedman has publicly attacked Mr. Reynolds and his counsel. On the contrary, he has repeatedly used the press to target Mr. Reynolds, including by asserting that Mr. Reynolds is, quote, arrogantly asking to be dismissed from the case despite his publicly documented involvement extending far beyond just being a supportive spouse, and that after lighting a match, Mr. Reynolds now seeks to run from the flames. It won't work. Mr. Reynolds can appear on as many sketch shows as he wants and feebly try to make light of his current situation, but we will not stop until he is held accountable for his actions. Or they also mention, Ryan's involvement is very well documented, and we continue to discover more intentional misconduct. Was Disney actually complicit in Ryan using shareholder revenues to further a personal grudge? I would be surprised to learn that this type of corporate waste would not lead to much more exposure for those that have been complicit in affecting shareholder revenue. So far, I'm failing to see where Brian Friedman is attacking Ryan Reynolds. I don't see any smearing. I don't see anything sanctionable. They also include another Friedman quote, I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that, so it surprised me. Talking about his appearance on Saturday Night Live. Or they even include this quote where Baldoni's attorney mentions Nice Pool. Quote, there's no question it relates to Justin. I mean, anybody can watch that. The hair bun. If somebody is seriously sexually harassed, you don't make fun of it. It's a serious issue. Well, now Ryan's lawyer says, while Mr. Friedman's current media blitz against Mr. Reynolds has been extensive, the Rule 11 plaintiff's plan to harass and injure Mr. Reynolds began months before this litigation. From the outset of this litigation, Mr. Reynolds has expressed concerns regarding statements made by Mr. Friedman and his firm relating to the present litigation. These public attacks, combined with the Rule 11 plaintiffs filing numerous claims against Mr. Reynolds without any basis in law or fact, is willfully improper and warrants sanctions under Rule 11. Additionally, Mr. Friedman, Baldoni's lawyer, and his co-counsel signed their names to an amended complaint containing numerous frivolous claims against Mr. Reynolds, all while targeting him in the media. What a victim. He is such a victim, just like her. So, they claim, under these circumstances, the imposition of meaningful monetary sanctions may be the only way to deter plaintiffs' counsel and the Rule 11 plaintiffs from continuing to unlawfully harass Mr. Reynolds with baseless accusations and statements to the press. Obviously, Judge Lyman has not ruled on this yet, but I think he will say no. Thoughts on these latest developments today? Let's discuss in the comments.